Today the objective is to solve equations in which I need to use the distributive property. In class we've been solving equations and then we talked about using the distributive property, and we are going to put those two together. Here's the first example. We can tell that we need to use the distributive property because of the parentheses and then the 4 being on the outside. So if the 4 is on the outside of the parentheses, we know that there's 4 groups of the 2x minus 6. But the distributive property helps us so that we know we can take 4 times the 2x times the 2x, and then also the 4 times the negative 6, which will be equal to the 16. And this time I'm writing it out a little bit longer. I probably wouldn't always do this, but for the first example we'll do that. The one thing I want to point out that I see a lot of kids make mistakes with is that you have to remember that this is a negative 6. You can't ignore that it has the subtraction symbol or that negative symbol in front of it. A lot of times I see kids that would just do 4 times 6. So that could be something that you write over here to remember the sign in front of the number. So now I can keep going. And if I do 4 times 2x, I'm going to get 8x. And if I do 4 times negative 6, I get negative 24 equal to 16. And now that I've distributed, you can see I just have a regular equation that I'm going to go about solving. So just like we've done, we're trying to get x by itself, so I'm going to get rid of this negative 24 by adding 4 to both sides. So that would give me 8x left on the left side equal to 40 on the right side. And I'm still getting x by itself, so right now it's 8 times x, so I have to divide it by 8 on both sides. So I know that x is equal to 5. And if I want to check my answer, I would just put it back into the equation up here to see if it's correct. I'll do one more example before I let you try one on your own to see how you do. So kind of very similar to the last one, I'm going to take 4 times the 2b, and that would give me negative 8b, and then negative 4 times that positive 8, which would be a negative 32. So I'm going to write it as plus negative 32, and that is going to be 48. So now I'm going to solve the equation. I need to get the b by itself, so I'm going to get rid of this negative 32 and bring it to the other side. So negative 32 plus 32, and to keep the sides equal, I'm going to add 32 on this side. And on the left side, I would have the negative 8b left. And then on the right side, when I add it up, I'm going to get 80. So now I have negative 8b, so I need the b by itself, so I'm going to divide it by negative 8. And when I do 80 divided by negative 8, I would end up with b is equal to negative 10. And once again, I could put it back into the equation, substitute b for negative 10, just to double check and make sure that I'm correct. So I'll do that real quickly. I have the 2 times the b, which is negative 10, so it's negative 20 plus 8, so that parenthesis would be negative 12, and then it would be negative 4 times negative 12, and when I multiply that, see how I get 48 for the answer. Here's one that I want you to try to do on your own. So pause it and then turn me back on when you want to see how you did and if you got it right. So once again, you have to first do the distributing. So 2 times 3c would be 6c, and then distribute the 2 to the 17. So 2 times 17 is 34. And then I still have that 10 there. I just bring that down and write it there. Can't forget about it. And now I just solve the equation. I first can see that I have 2 like terms, 2 whole numbers. So I'm going to simplify that and do 6c plus 44 is equal to 32. And then I'm getting c by itself. So I'm going to subtract 44 from both sides. And then I get 6c. And let's see, when I do 32 minus 44, that's going to give me a negative number, a negative 12. Divide by 6 on both sides. And so I know that c is equal to negative 2. And I can check my answer just to make sure. So hopefully you got that as well.